Social media jail can't stop the good news message of Jesus, especially when it's accompanied by signs and wonders. Top of the morning to you. Let's consider how believers shared their faith in the early days of Christianity when it was the remaining eyewitnesses / followers of Christ or the apostles who spread the good news of Jesus. Acts 14 gives us a snapshot of the challenges they faced without the benefit of social media to help them spread the word of hope. In this instance, Paul and Barnabas traveled together from town to town. They went to where the religious people hung out, at the Jewish synagogue. Verse 1 says that they both spoke with such power that a great number of Jews and Gentiles believed. Verse 2 says the unbelieving Jews around the Gentiles tried to embitter their minds towards Paul and Barnabas, a tactic used today when unbelievers see the message of Christianity is starting to spread. They say, let's ramp up the pressure against these guys so that they won't so freely speak. But in verse 3, the exact opposite happened. Paul and Barnabas ended up staying a long time in town, speaking freely, fearlessly, and boldly. They did this with the help of the Lord as He granted signs and wonders to be done by their hands. So now it wasn't just words, it was accompanied with signs and wonders to confirm the message. Like in verses 8 through 9 at Lystra, Paul was speaking and he spotted this crippled man whom he observed to have faith to be healed. Paul shouted in verse 10, "Stand up on your feet." The man leaped up and walked. Turns out he'd never walked a day in his life. This drew a roar from the crowd. They mistakenly called Paul and Barnabas gods in human form. The two got mad and corrected the crowd in verse 15. We bring you good news so that you can turn away from these false gods and turn to the living God who made heaven and earth. The opposition party then stoned Paul and left him for dead. The disciples conducted a prayer circle and Paul recovered and went on to preach again. His message to believers of that time and to us is in verse 22. Stand firm in the faith, for it is through many hardships and tribulations we must enter the kingdom of God. Words of encouragement. Thank God we don't have to live under the conditions the apostles had to endure. But if you follow the signs of the times where unwanted speech by the world is punished by things like Facebook jail or banishment, this is just the precursor to what would happen if our rights were stripped from us. So if it does happen, we have a good example to follow if we are reduced to sharing the gospel like the disciples without the benefit of social media or the support of the general public. Nothing can stop the gospel from going forth, even if our audience is reduced. We too will be helped by the Lord as He grants us signs and wonders to back up His message. Have a great day.